You're not a fairy. No, no, no. But you don't work for the ogre. No, no, no. Grovel's never seen you before. And remember, maybe you don't work for anyone. Maybe? Yes? No?
And it's super immersive. See, the difference is, Groz, is typically when you play in an MMO RPG, you just hear people going like, you see people going from like blip to blip and just running from here to here or just going back and forth, like, and just ignoring you. They're just running. They're just, you see two of me, right? You just see like people just running all over the place, and they're a warrior, but they're not really like not really interested in telling a story. You're just interested in like leveling up and doing PvP and doing like raids and dungeons and stuff, right? And like they're online, they're like, hey, I need a DPS, looking for a DPS, looking for a tank, or hey, I need healing over here, you know, that kind of stuff. But when it comes to this, people are telling a story. Like everyone is in character. Everyone is like acting out their roles. Like the paladin is not just a tank absorbing damage. The paladin is saying, you know, things like, you know, for the might of Torm, or, you know, justice prevails. Like they actually like get into character. You've got bards. They'll like, people will actually write out their own lyrics or poems and like say that as they sing. And I just don't know how to describe it. It's just amazing. Like people will actually embody their characters much like they would in a D&D session, a D&D role-playing session. People will actually act out what their characters would do in situations. They'll plot against each other. They'll team up. Storylines will literally be created. And that's the thing about this that makes it so immersive. Really so immersive. So imagine me being here talking to this goblin. Yeah, someone else is playing the goblin. Because that's a thing that can happen. So enough yapping. I'm gonna kill you. So this is the campaign. This is a general idea of like, you know, what the graphics look like. You got your inventory. Uh-oh. Fighting. All this math is happening in the background because you're basically doing dice rolls. And then what's happening is it's showing off like what's happening behind the scenes in terms of turns, in terms of rounds, all this stuff here. You could outright, if you wanted to, ignore it. Oh, so one of the really cool things about this game that I really love, low key, is if you have OCD like I do, this game will feed into any obsession you have with regard to item organization. So like this right here, like, oh my gosh, like just go ahead and equip that. Go ahead and equip my gear here. Got my belt on, got my boots or my gloves. I can, I've got this amulet. You can check out this amulet here just and look at the description of it. And people can actually like put in their own stuff, like in the descriptions, and make the text all pretty colors. They put in like special, you can craft in this game. This game has crafting. You can make furniture. You can smith. You can be an artisan. You can, anything you can think of, you could pretty much do. Straight up. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. You could run a shop that sells materials like cotton, textile. You can make fabrics and just make the fabric, or you could make the shirts, or you could sell the fabric that makes those shirts so that tailors can go to your store and buy your fabric that you've made. All right, so I'm going to equip that amulet here. I'm going to equip that ring. I'm going to equip this. And then, now that I've got that all equipped, see, like I said, I'm playing like Tetris here. Large bone. See, this stuff could also be used for crafting too. So I could like, if there's a recipe for it, like I could make like a staff out of this bone and then attach like skulls to it and then imbue it with magic And, you know, and if I was a carpenter, I could legit make a magic staff that has like necromancy, like magic, you know, animate monsters or undead zombies, like anything you can think of. You could be evil. You can be evil. You can live your evil fantasy in this game. So I organized my inventory ish. You only have like a set number of tabs, so you could actually end up holding too much stuff. You got to be kind of like thoughtful about your inventory management, and also like depending on how strong you are. So in my case, I only have 10 strength, which is basically like average. Like I can carry up to 86 pounds before I start to feel like encumbered, you know? Which is, if you think about it, that's kind of makes sense. So the higher strength you have, the more you could carry. The more dexterous you are, the more your armor, the higher your armor class is, your AC. So in my case, I got 25 AC, which is respectable amount. Respectable amount for level 15. In this campaign, you've got all your skills, but the server we're going to be playing on is going to be a very highly customized version of it. Very highly customized version of it. Yeah. Love it. All right. So, where are we? So, yeah, if you've ever played, there's actually been some recent modules that came out for 5th edition. One of them is Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which takes place in the Undermountain, which is this huge multi-layered dungeon called the Undermountain, under Waterdeep. And then we were just in the Yawning Portal, and that campaign actually takes place here. So we are actually here legit at the Undermountain. You know, Forgotten Realms, straight up. That's this game. But this is the most immersive RPG, in my opinion, period. And it's made even better by the amazing, incredible work that people put into creating these worlds that are very inspired, and which we're about to find out with a character that we're going to create for Aerolith, one of my favorite servers that I like to pop into every now and then, just to kind of, that's how I get my RPG fix. When I'm not playing tabletop with the guys and I want to get some RPG going, or if you guys want to role play too, if you want to jump in, if you have Neverwinter Nights, feel free to jump on in. Just you know, be mindful, there are rules in place. You got to follow the rules, follow the etiquette. Don't be an at. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to get started with creating a character first in what's called the PGCC, which means pretty good character creator. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here as Hedgehog. And what we're going to make is, so one of the things about this particular server is you can create a character, and if you play the character all the way up to like the maximum level's 30, as you play through the character and as you earn and accrue gold, there's a point to where you can decide, say, hey, I want to end my character's journey. So what you do is, it's called an epic sacrifice, but I mean, it's not like you're killing your character off. I mean, you could. It depends on how the story plays out, like how you decide how you want to play the story. But in my case, I've had characters, you know, basically say like, you know, I'm gonna journey out into the world and, you know, this is goodbye. Sorry, not sorry. And then what you do is you delete your character, and there's a 5% chance, and sometimes there's like, you know, 15%, 25% chance, you know, that you can get a various tier, different tier for a new type of character that you can create that's locked behind awards. So if you want to play a gnoll, or if you want to play a vampire, or if you want to play a kenku, or something off the beaten path, something crazy. If you want to play even a Jotun, like a half giant, or if you want to play anything like that, you could do that. You could do that. If you happen to make the roll, like if you happen to make a 5%, like you could live out that fantasy. So in my case, I'm going to make an Aasimar, which is basically like a plain touched celestial being. They're angelic-ish in nature. They tend to be leaning towards the good side. Yeah, deleted a level 19 character and got a normal award. So with a normal award, let's say you start the game up and you play a character to level 16 and you decide to delete the character. You can get something called a minor award, which allows you to make a new character that is of noble status, for example. And that in itself confers certain benefits that your character wouldn't normally have. So it's very interesting, very interesting. In my case, you could also make a tiefling, genasi, a pixie. There's a lot. Sky's pretty much the limit. So in my case, I'm going to be making an Aasimar. We're going to be going for a paladin. We're going to go through the character creation process. I'm going to kind of show you how that looks, how that works out. And we're going to test things out just to kind of see what the final stats look like. And then once we're done with that, we're going to jump into Aerolith and go from there. So we got, all these different, this is the character creation system. We've got, you can choose to be male, female. You could choose your race. We've got half elf, half orc, human. Aerolith is highly customized. So you could play as sun elf, wood elf, gold dwarf, got stoneheart, halfling. You've even got monstrous races. Now, you have to be mindful, though. If you go for a monstrous race, that's going to kind of like put you into a box in terms of what you're going to be able to do. You can't just be role-playing and, you can't just be role-playing a good-natured, drow when drows are inherently evil.
Jim Bear Pig 69 followed.
Hey! What's up, Virgo?
Hello there.
Welcome.
Yo!
Nice.
What's good? All right, let's go ahead and get this battle started while we while we continue to work on this character, huh? How you doing, buddy? I missed you, dude.
This match will get red hot. You're up.
Hey, and Jim Bear, yo. Thank you for the follow, buddy.
Welcome to the community. Your follow is greatly appreciated. Welcome to the Hey Hedgehog family.
How are you doing? Yeah, let's go ahead and start this battle up. Yeah, I'm a little... Don't mind it. It's a little scuffed. I'll level with you guys, by the way. I don't normally stream that often, so a lot of the usual stuff that I have set up, it's not optimized. It's not optimized for the way I usually stream. You're gonna see a lot of really cool things, but a lot of stuff that like kind of looks off. It's just because, like I said, I don't stream as much anymore. I don't really stream that often anymore. But sometimes I gotta hit that like button, and it's just fun to just hang out. I appreciate you all hanging out anyway. Just don't mind it. Let's go ahead and start this battle up. So you can play Snurfiblin, you can play Goblin, Kobold, Orog, Drow, Elves, Gnomes, Hobgoblin. Ooh, Hobgoblins. That's actually a newer one, I think, too. In our case, we're going to play a half-elf. A half-elf ASMR. So one of the things I really love about this game is the level of depth when it comes to character creation. As you can see here, I think this includes both male and female, but if you check this out. Ow! Mother, who did that? Ow, my head. Gosh. Oh. Oh, that got me really good, dude. What the heck, dude?
All right, everyone. Chill. Chill.
Of course it wouldn't be prismatic controller.
Of course.
Oh my gosh. So we got all these different portraits. How you doing, Priz? It's good to see you. Wasn't me, he says, with the Leonardo DiCaprio laughing emoji. He's like, all right. Took a micro nap. Hey, well, I appreciate you being here, bro. How are you doing? And to all the lurkers, I hope you're all doing well. This game, I'm excited to share with y'all one of my favorite games in existence. So yeah, just to kind of go through some of the portraits here. You could make a female character. There's a lot of really cool looking female characters here. You can make a dwarven. They've got, everything. Like there's something. You could even add in your own. If you have artistic talent, or if you have, if you're skillful with like AI art generation, you kind of make it and tweak it and make it fit with the setting. They'll include your portrait, and other people will be able to see it. So we're gonna pick out a portrait for our dude. There's a couple of choices. There's a couple of really good ones I've been thinking of. The character we're gonna be playing is going to be the son of a character I used to play back in the day. Yeah. He's gonna be the son. Enough time has passed, so he's gonna be probably around 18. We're gonna be looking for portraits that have characters who look very young. And they're going to have silver white hair. I'm not really caring as much about the eye color. The skin tone I would prefer to be pale, because we are going to be playing an ASMR, which is a plain touched being. The father that I used to play, the character that I used to play, was a paladin. Yes, this is the portrait pack, and there's a lot. There's a lot. A lot of the times I like to, this is what people do too, is sometimes they'll just go through, look at these portraits, and they'll make a character based around the portrait that they see. I don't know, you'll see stuff from all kinds of different properties too. For example, if you wanted to play a character that looked like, you could play a character that looks like there. There's Dante. There's Dante from Devil May Cry. You could play as him. To make him look like him. You've got kind of looks like Dracula, Alucard, but with black hair instead of white. You got gnolls. You could play a gnoll. If you have an award, kobolds. They've got Kenku. It's a shame that the Kenku are kind of locked behind a major award though, because I would love to play a Kenku. I would love to play a Kenku. I used to play Kenku for years in tabletop. Dragonborn, Rakshasa. I played a Rakshasa. I had a major award. Rakshasas are awesome because, like, even though mechanically they're not strong, mechanically, they're kind of busted. They're kind of busted when it comes to being able to shapeshift. Because straight up, like if you get in trouble, you could shapeshift as someone else or shapeshift as someone and cause the trouble and then create like a commotion. And people will be like, oh, this person, he looked like a halfling that was, you know, with brown hair. You know, like you look like a short little halfling when in reality, you know, you're like listening in on the conversation about you as a human being or as a dwarf, you know, like it's pretty crazy. Like, yeah. Yeah, Rakshasas are pretty good. You know, we got monks. Yeah. Red Wizards of Thay. So what we're looking for specifically are characters with white hair that look young. Like I'm saying like the 18 to 20 mark. Yeah, that's what we're going for. Because he's going to be the son of Tristan Elrond. Yeah. Elrond. So this one looks, I like this one except for the fact that, I mean, it looks a little too boyish. Like the nose, I think the nose is what's throwing me off because it looks like he's kind of running a cold. We'll put that in the pocket. I like it, but it's like a little too, I don't know, a little too innocent. Maybe we'll see. See, that's the other thing too, is you can find something that you like, get ideas, and kind of develop your character as you go. I like this one except for the scar. I don't like the scar. The hair's too long on that. Hair's too long. I like this one. This one is a heavy, I'm leaning heavily towards that one. Even though the owl doesn't really make much sense, but they're not going to be able to see the owl. It's more of just like a visual representation so that people can see or kind of like envision or imagine what your character looks like as they're interacting with you. I like that, except the hair is a little too long. I actually made this one and incorporated it. I actually had this one submitted. This was for my water genasi that I made. I actually had that one. I didn't create the art, but I actually like made it formatted and like, put it in. So you can actually submit like your own artwork. And if it fits with the aesthetic, they'll include it in the pack. Like this one too, I had a friend actually submitted for his character, and as well as this one, a buddy of mine. Yeah, I've seen a lot of these characters before in game. Some really cool ones, for sure. This is what my paladin, my original paladin character, this is what he originally looked like. So this is the dad, okay? This is the father of the character that we're creating, just to kind of give you an idea. Except he wasn't an ASMR. He just had, you know, silvery hair. he was in his mid-30s. He was in his mid-30s when I originally made him. And lots of choices. This one's cool. It's just the busted lip. I don't want him to look too edgy. It's kind of going to be a little bit inevitable until I like make my own time. This guy looks kind of like an Elven Vincent from Final Fantasy VII. It's kind of like an Elven take on Vincent. I like it a lot. I think there's a character that already uses him though. Why do drow only count to 10 to calm down? Because the next number is Elven? What?
What? Bruh. Wait a minute.
Terrible. Okay. I'm thinking about this one too. The only thing is it's so edgy. See, the people aren't really going to be able to see the wings, but they won't be able to see the wings in the portrait, which, you know, that's kind of preferable anyway. This is what the character in my head most looks like so far based on what we've seen in these portraits. So this one, I'm putting a huge like check mark next to it. Now, if this one had white hair, then it would be perfect. This one had white hair, maybe. Yeah. But so far, this one. I'll show you guys, give you guys a general sense of what my character looks like. Just to give you a general sense, general idea, what I want him to look like. So he's gonna be a paladin with white hair. I'll zoom in closer to that portrait we were just looking at. All right, so that's gonna be a big maybe. It's the only one I can think of. Okay, we'll go with this one for now, just because he's baby version, baby mode, because it's not the final one. We're just gonna pick it for now, because I don't want to sit too long here creating a character. Create a Street Fighter character. So yeah, just to give you an idea here, we've got, in this particular server, right, in Aerolith, you can make a barbarian, a bard, cleric, druid, fighter, monk, paladin, ranger, rogue, sorcerer, wizard. Those are just the base classes. That's what's already like in the game, like that it comes right out of the box, right? You can make any one of those. Then you've got the more specialized stuff like Shadow Dancer, Harper Scout, Arcane Archer, Assassins, Blackguard, Blackguards, I like to call them. Divine Champion, which is basically like a champion in form, but you know, like you're basically a paladin that's more of a fighter, like a fighter with paladin capabilities or a paladin with fighter capabilities. Weapon Master, be a Pale Master, turn your arm into bone, a bone grafted arm. Summon undead monsters, be a shifter, turn into animals. Kind of like the new Dungeons and Dragons movie, how the tiefling, the half tiefling, turned into an owlbear or a cat, you know? Earthkin Defender, which is Dwarven Defender, but, you know, also including gnomes and halflings.
I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
You can also make a Dragon Disciple, Knight. Commoner is that's actually an interesting one. You could basically be a commoner. You could be like not going on adventures and just basically, you know, choose to mine or choose manual labor, be a carpenter, be a shopkeeper, just be a commoner, like have services where you decorate. Like, I don't know, you could be anything. Specialists are kind of like, you can only be those when you're in the epic levels, but they let you pick pretty much from any skills.
Prismatic Controller gifted a sub to GH0STCIRCUIT.
What? Yeah, you can be a swashbuckler. You can be a favored soul, which is basically kind of like, you know how wizards, this is the best way I could describe it. You know how wizards can cast magic, but in order to cast it, they have to prepare their spells with like scrolls, or they have like memory bank. They have to prepare like a certain number of castings per day in order to be able to cast it. So it takes time and preparation to be able to cast their magic. Whereas a sorcerer can just outright just be like, boom, like cast their magic out of sheer talent without preparation. They just know the magic spell and cast it like spontaneously. So if that's the difference between that, you could say the favored soul is kind of like a divine version of a sorcerer, where they can just at will cast things without necessarily preparing for it, like a cleric would have to. I think that's a good way to describe it. Yeah, favored souls. They could, so they don't have to be following a particular god. They could be given this power by a god against their will. Yeah, even against their will. They're just, a certain divine being has decided, hey, I'm giving you the ability to cast magic. It's that kind of thing. Then you've got shamans, ritualistic spellcasters, of nature-like variety. Night wolf Indian vibes, voodoo type of deal. Cavaliers are very interesting. You have something called prestige classes, which are like not base classes. They're more like specialized. Like you have to have a certain skill set in order to, be these things. You have to meet requirements. So in the case of a cavalier, you'd be able to, you need to have the ability to, mount horses. You have to be skillful with that in order to take cavalier levels. Hexblade. So a lot of your magic involves, hexes and curses. You can curse your blade to make it do life-sucking damage. You have to be evil. Instead of being a harper, you could be a part of the Zentarim. You could be a lore master. So much. Be a spell sword, vigilante, dirge singer, like a bard variant. Instead of, being a bard performer, you're kind of like reading funeral rites. You could just be like, I don't know. You're singing dirges, right? Like, you've got burns, like, what is it? Phantom of the Opera vibes going. Creepy, spooky vibes. Elementalist, kind of like invoking the elements. Earth, wind, water, fire, Captain Planet. He's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to 0, that kind of thing. Hemomancer. So I think that's related to like blood magic. But it's a little creepy. And then Liberator, which is kind of a divine fighter. Honestly, Liberator's kind of new to me. I haven't really seen that one. A lot of these are pretty new to me, but I know I'm going to be going for Sorcerer. We're going to be doing Sorcerer. Charisma based. So,
All right.
at the end of the day, we're gonna be casting pretty magic and look pretty while doing it. It's gonna be the game plan. Cast pretty fun things while looking good doing it. Lawful good, because as an ASMR, that's gonna be a paladin. We have to be of lawful good alignment. Charisma, we'll set that to 17. For this, we'll set that to 14. Set this. And then we'll set that to 13. Okay. All right, Pris. We're going with 13 strength, 14 constitution, 14 intelligent, and 17 charisma for this build. The reason why we want to go odd is because you only get, I believe you only get 7 or 11 stat points. Forget off the top of my head. It's an odd number. So ideally, if it's gonna be an odd number, then you want it to end ultimately on an even number. Otherwise, you're gonna have to start taking feats to make it that way. Yeah, you want it to be even in the end, but in the beginning, I like to put it odd for this particular build anyway. Okay, so for packages. Don't have to worry about this part. Just leave that at 0. Now we do have to pick our feet. No matter what, I do know that we're going to need power attack or divine shield, which is a feat we're going to be taking later on. This first feat is probably one of the most important ones to take or be like specific on, because you can not re-roll, but like you can re-level your character. But if there's ever so you can pick different feats. But I think the reason why I want to go with power attack is because I'm always going to want to get divine shield. But another good option would probably be to get extend spell or divine shield. So what divine shield does is when you use it, it adds your charisma modifier to your armor class. Yeah. So if you have a ridiculous amount of charisma, you're going to have a ridiculous amount of AC, which means you're going to be very hard to hit. Your armor, just out of sheer like protagonist energy, your armor is going to be like, yeah. It's literally plot armor. So divine shield is basically like plot armor. Like you're being shielded by divine forces. Okay, we got Vicious Mockery. That's the new one. Wow. Fire. Blades of Fire. I'll pick that one for funsies. What else do we got here? Was on Skull. I might do Skull. I don't know. I mean, I might start on Skull just to start and then migrate over quickly to Corridor. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I just feel like Skull is a much more chill. I'll let people decide. Like what vibe, like depending on what the vibe is. People want to see more of a cityscape. I'll describe more as we go, and we'll see. We'll see what we're gonna do. We're definitely do some questing. We'll do days. This gives you damage reduction. So resistance has been improved. They've made some of these cantrips even stronger. It's interesting. Inflicts 1d6 fire damage for every 3 caster levels. That's actually scalable. That's good scalable damage. So, okay, real quick. That's a potential 60 damage per casting. What? For a cantrip. That's pretty good. There's so much like new stuff going on. That's why I'm creating a character first, so I can kind of like map it out, and then we'll. Yeah, you already know. Okay, so now we can pick our first level spells. Shield is gonna be good. Whoa, and it gives force damage resistance? Did they make it weaker? It used to be an outright immunity. Did they change it so that it doesn't grant immunity to Missile Storm? Isaac's greater magic Missile Storm? Mage armor. Definitely gonna need mage armor. I see. Not the arcane casters complaining. Why are they whining? What the? Jeez.
I am the Pullout King.
Here. I don't know what to pick for first level here. I might do summon creature. Yeah, summon creature first. Actually, it doesn't really matter at the moment. Yeah, we're still in just PGCC. Okay, so now we're at the actual, like, this is the portion where you can actually create the way your character model looks. You can pick the head. So here, I'll zoom in a little bit more here so you can see how that looks. Hey, congrats on the cat. Let's go. We have all these different pre-made options, and depending on the server you're on, they'll have different head options you can pick. Yeah. Okay. Let's go with... Yeah, we're just gonna go with this one. Here we go. Cat and Rand, you know? There we go. Okay. Tattoos. Yeah, let's make them all tattooed up. Skin color. You've got all these different like base outfits. You don't have to really worry about it too much. This part, I mean, you can literally just go with anything. We are gonna make his hair white. It's gonna be white as snow. Silvery white. Tristan version 2.0. Tristan Elrond, the son of Tristan Elrond. Wait, what are these? Ooh,
To the butcher's work, then. Here I
The
come.
battle is
and
ready
the
to
hells
begin.
come with me.
ooh. We got new voice.
To the pain.
This time, actions must speak louder than words.
Come then. Yeah, you're in for a world of hurt now! Attack!
No time to delay. The fight's underway.
Bones for Vixla!
Grovel really wants to kill you.
Feel my power!
Now you shall taste my power! Time to spill some blood!
They cannot stand against us. Strike them down. You cannot win this fight. Into the flames we leap.
Death to you all!
Lay death at their doorstep.
Get the hell out of my inn! All right! Let the dance begin!
Yeah, we're just picking out the
A
voice.
battle is joined. Death from above. My enemies fly before me.
I will rend your flesh.
I love a good fight! How'd you like that?
To battle! Die! You will fall! I cannot lose! I'm hurt! Someone heal me! Help me! Quickly!
You know what? I low-key actually, I really like this voice too, even though it's missing a lot of the, voice sets. There are voice sets that have, you know, everything from, like, as far as emotes go, like, you know, you could press, like, you could do a voice command, and then you can press, you know, a letter like H or something. For example, I'm just G for greeting, okay? And if you press G, then your character will say hello or greetings or salutations, hello to you, you know, that kind of stuff. Each voice set has like its own unique like version of saying hello. Well, there are certain voices that I really like, but sometimes they're incomplete in terms of voice sets. So like some of the more niche sayings that are available, like, halt, there's a trap, tread carefully, like that kind of thing. Well, some voice sets don't have anything like that, so you kind of have to be mindful of it. I personally love this voice, like, a lot.
Yeah!
Because the voice sets also encompass things like, you know, battles and like, you know, battle grunts and, you know, death sound effects and laughter, things like that. And this one's very kind of like neutral. It doesn't sound like too cringy one way or another. Dang, that one sounds a little bit sus though. I kind of like that one, but it's very incomplete.
Hello, right away. I'm sorry, no.
Hello,
Farewell.
farewell. I like the laugh too.
Yes! Listen to me now.
Listen to me now.
That was a mistake. To battle! Die! You will fall! I cannot lose! I'm hurt! Help me! Quickly!
All right.
Join the battle! Evil must be vanquished!
You first. I kill you. I kill you. Death to whoever you are. I kill you.
Death comes to you!
And then there are some that are like super complete. Like they'll have everything.
Show them your steel! Attack! Now see what make this for up!
Now, strike swiftly.
Stealth Specialist is really popular, but it's funny because like the way Stealth Specialist works is if you say hello to someone, the way Stealth Specialist says hello is like, what do you want? DP for my bunghole? Lol. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's true though. DP for my bunghole. Sound like Beavis.
I want to see suffering.
I like this one here.
Once more into the breach, my friends. Stand still so I can hit you. Ha! A most palpable touch. Oh, that's liable to leave a scar. Wait a minute. This is my blood. Cleric.
I love it. love it. This game, I feel like this game would be really fun to stream. What I'm gonna do is when I actually start playing, I'm actually gonna put in my description, I'm gonna say something to the effect of OOC, this character's journey is being live, is both being live streamed and recorded to a small audience. You know, it's understandable, like that kind of thing. That's not going to be the final one, but that's going to be like the general gist. Because I know there's going to be people who will be uncomfortable with having their role-playing, shown on stream. And I'm going to respect that. I'm going to straight up respect that. I understand. It's not for everyone. Sometimes people want to keep that sort of thing private. And for whatever reason that might be. It could be just as simple as they don't want other people to metagame. They don't want other people to misinterpret or, see their stuff in the wrong light. Because as a content creator, I am portraying things a certain way, and I want to be able to do it justice. If they don't feel comfortable with that, then I'll just simply black it out, or I'll move it off to the side so that you don't see the character. I understand, but at the same time, I do want to share this beautiful world that has been created, and would invite anyone to join in. If this is something that you find to be intriguing and fun, you want to more than just watch it, you want to take part in it, you're more than welcome to. I wonder how the devs would react if you choose animal as your sub race and went totem druid wizard with like 4 cheetahs and came out of the animal form to giga buff the mini party. Can you actually be cheetahs? Is that a new one? Because I know you could be rats, you could be bears, you could be ravens or crows. Excuse me. You could be snakes, bears. I've been a bear. I've done bear before. Oh my gosh. It would be so fun to be a Yuan-Ti snake totem druid. Panther's an option? Wait, so could you reskin Panther to make it?
Your taint shall be cleansed.
Your taint shall be cleansed. All right, I think I'm gonna
By my
go with-
direction! By my attack! To the fight! Strike at them! Attack! Strike! Slay them! Blah! Bust them up! Get them!
See if I can find it. Yeah, we're picking her voice now.
Now! Show them your steel! Attack!
We're just picking a voice here real quick, and then I'll show you what we're doing.
Time to spill your nomad. Feel your go. I'm hurt. Give me some help. Enemies.
I like this
Get
one.
ahead.
This is the same voice Tristan Elleron, the father, used. So, okay. So, what we're doing right now is we're creating our character that will be used in this server called Aerolith, which is right here. If you want to look it up, if you want to check it out as I work on this, this is the server. I'll pull up. I could actually make this a command, right? So here's the website. Here we go. For those who are curious about what we're playing Neverwinter Nights, but specifically we're playing on this module called Aerolith. And what's great is if you can think about it in Dungeons and Dragons, like I want to play a fighter, I want to play a paladin, I want to play a rogue, a ranger, I want to be an elven sorcerer or wizard. You can be that. You can do that. That's the crazy thing about this is you can do that and more. You can pick your gender, you can pick your race, you can pick from a myriad of portraits. I'm talking about a huge number of portraits. All of these right here, you can define what people see whenever they interact with your character. And in our case, we're playing a younger character, about the age of 18. I think 18 is the youngest you can go. But you can make You can make a dwarf, all this stuff. So many different designs. You could even incorporate, if the art fits with the aesthetic, you can actually submit your own custom portrait into the game and other people will be able to see it. It's amazing. It's incredible. I've done it myself, and there's actually portraits in here that I, set up and put into the game for my own characters. And now other people are using them. So it's kind of like, wow, like it's a community built system. It's an incredible setup. And the really cool thing.
I gotta tell you.
It's immersive. Like, what makes it stand apart from everything else is instead of, you go from point A to point B, you queue up for a quest or a raid, you go into PvP and into an arena battle, and then yada, 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 that's it. No, there's people telling stories. Like they're coming up with reasons. They're coming up with, like, people are giving you, like in my case, I was a Rakshasa and I would hire people. I would pay them gold and tell them, get me information on this particular character. Get me, go and buy this for me, and you can keep the rest of the change. Like that kind of thing. You can actually set people on quests. You can create guilds, factions. You can be a member of the captain's guard, the city guard. It's just, there's a reason why after 20 plus years, I keep going back to this game. It really does help. It really satisfies that Dungeons and Dragons role-playing itch. I don't know what else to say. You can be good, evil, anything in between. You can be a bard. You can be a performer. There's actually like guilds. There's people who run, yeah, and it's still kicking. It's still kicking. It's still receiving support. So yeah, what we're doing is we're creating, and here's the other cool thing about it too. Let's say you make a character, and after a few months you decide, okay, I'm done with this character's journey. I think I'm going to make something else now. You can do that. It gives you the ability to do that, and you can actually sacrifice, quote unquote, sacrifice the character. Maybe he dies in the glory of battle, or maybe, something big happens, or maybe he decides he just wants to leave the island. Then for that sacrifice, there's a chance what you can do is you can roll, you can do a roll, because, Dungeons and Dragons, everything's a roll, right? Where there's a 5% chance that you could get something major, like a major award. So a major award means like you could potentially become or get the option to create a giant, or the option to create a demon or an angelic being or a winged character, or you could get the option to play a plane touched creature like a water elf, like an aqua elf, or a stone dwarf that's made of rock or something, the imagination is really kind of the limit here.